Oh, Kyle, four daughters. I've been there, buddy. I understand. All right, it is time to go racing with Mason Foster and Brian Burkhart out front. Tyler Robertson and Will Bustler have the second row. Kevin Coleman and Matt Stewart on the third row. Jonathan Locke and Michael Whiting on the fourth row. Skylar Massey and Mason Neal rounding out the top 10. Brandon McLaughlin and Drew Warren 11th and 12th. 13th is Logan Smith, Eddie Baker in 14th. Superman Norman Chan and Gerald Thanos Poole 15th and 16th. Zachary Burgesson and Matthew Hudson 17th and 18th. 19th is Patrick Coluccio and 20th is Spencer Brown. Kevin Martin 21st. DJ the Iceman Kenner is in 22nd. Christopher Morrison 23rd. Mike Killenbeck in 24th. 25th is Travis Twitty. Nicholas Erland in 26th. 27th is TJ Handley. Don Warren 28th. Scott Hobbs 29th. A big field at Talladega. Talladega always brings out a big field. And Brian Mansfield in the chat can't be at the race. And with Mansfield not here tonight, several drivers said that gave them hope for a chance at a win because Mansfield wasn't here to just drive away from them. Yeah, Skylar Massey is in the field. That ought to make things a bit exciting. It looks like a few cars are having some difficulty on the start-finish line. One driver just hopped to pit road, couldn't tell who it was, but everybody else gets moving quickly. Looks like Travis Twitty had some technical difficulties. He'll be starting from pit road if he can work those out. Ah, I got you, Brian. All the drivers lined up to go around this 2.66 mile track. Hold your breath, folks. It's going to get wild. Down the back straightaway, everybody getting sorted out. There's too many food cars in the field. I'm getting kind of hungry. There's combos, there's Spam. There's a lot of food. I think that's Panda Express on the front row. That's making me really hungry. And don't forget the start-finish line at Talladega, not where you would expect it. It's that red line halfway down the halfway to turn one, rather. That does make for some interesting finishes. Guys have to time that run to the line on that last lap just right. Pace car is in. They'll go around. They'll wait for Barney, the flag man, to give them the go. Mason Foster, Brian Burkhart going to lead them down. Green flag is in the air. They are down and away at Talladega. And already some drivers, we've got a car coming straight up the middle already. That is Superman Norman Chan already trying to make it 3 wide. He drops back in line for the moment as Mason Foster assumes the lead. Tyler Robertson gets up into second. Travis Twitty has rolled off of pit road. He'll be out on track. Will not be in the pack, but an early caution could save him here. Don Warren has already had an incident. Let's see what happened. It looks like he may have just pulled off track and stopped. Back down they're 4 wide back there. It looks like Norm backs out of it. They're 2 wide for the lead as Tyler Robertson goes to the front. With help from Kevin Coleman up top, they are going to make it into the lead. Meanwhile, mid-pack, oh, we've got a car in the wall. It's the 29, everybody managing to save it, but that was Eddie Baker who started up toward the front. He started up in 14th place. He is going all the way to the back. Let's see if we can get a little closer look. I know he got into the wall. We'll see if he has any significant right side damage here. Doesn't look like it. Looks like he just gave the wall a kiss. He's going to be back in the draft, and he should be able to work his way back forward. Coleman giving a big push to the lead on Tyler. "75 laps." Expected patience early out of a lot of these drivers, but we are not seeing any patience here. A lot of guys really fighting their way forward. Matt Stewart in the mix up here as well. These XFinity cars a lot harder to drive as things get sketchy. DJ Kenner got a little squirrely there. The car in front of him, Spencer Brown, also a little squirrely. And now we've got another battle going for the lead. Here comes Will Bustler. Will Bustler jumps out from the bottom line back to the top. They're spreading out like crazy. 4 laps in, these guys are battling like it's the last lap. Tyler Robertson out front, Kevin Coleman in second, Jonathan Locke in third. And a lot of movement out of these cars. These cars, the fixed setup doesn't. With a Cup car, you really have to keep a close eye on the temperature. The XFinity car, you still have to watch the oil and water temps, but not nearly as bad. These guys are not moving around to get clean air on the nose. That car is just not planted ever here at Talladega. They're 3 wide at the back. Oh, the first wreck. We've got 2 cars off track. Oh, now the big one hits. Caution is out and a bunch of cars involved. Looks like Mason Neal, Gerald Poole, Logan Smith. There is the fallout from the wreck, and you see that is Mason Neal down on the bottom. Let's see what happened to Logan Smith. Let's rewind that replay just a hair, because I think there might have been a little bump off the wall. No, they tried to come down, and there was not the gap there that they thought there was. Sliding back up on track, got clipped. There you see the chaos. Scott Hobbs also involved. There he is going around. I think Matt Hudson was involved. A lot of guys off the track. Gerald Poole almost made it through that mess, and he kind of does. What a well, he wrecked all the way from turn 1 to the exit of turn 2. That was wild. So the first big one of the night hits on lap 5. Tires, not a big concern here at Talladega. These guys might come in just to get a splash of fuel and get back out, try to save as much track position as possible. Tyler Robertson is down. Kevin Coleman is down. Matt Stewart on pit road. Michael Whiting. Spencer Brown, all the cars involved in the incident. Gerald Poole, Christopher Morrison, Mason Neal, Eddie Baker, Nicholas Erland, all on pit road. Will Bustler now has the lead with Mason Foster in second, Jonathan Locke in third, Brian Burkhardt in fourth, and by some miracle, Skylar Massey has made it to fifth. My apologies for the hiccups there. Drew Warren in sixth, Brendan McLaughlin in seventh. No surprise, DJ Kenner started in 22nd, now up to 8th. Norman Chan in 9th, and Mike Killenbeck, who started 24th, is now up in 10th. Not a huge surprise to see the Iceman already making big moves toward the front. Looks like Mike Killenbeck just took the opportunity to follow him through to the front. Everybody lined up. It looks like we'll get one to green this time by. TJ Handley getting back up into the group. The biggest winner in this was Travis Twitty, who had technical difficulties early on and ended up having to start from pit road. He managed to maintain the lead lap. Looks like he's going to come down, get a splash of fuel here, and he will be back on the lead lap, back in the lead pack as they stack back up for the restart. It'll be Bustler and Foster on the front row, Jonathan Locke, Brian Burkhardt on the second row, Skylar Massey, Brandon McLaughlin on the third row, Drew Warren and DJ Kenner on the fourth row, Norman Chan and Mike Killenbeck rounding out the top 10. Biggest movers so far, as we mentioned, DJ Kenner and Mike Killenbeck, both up 14 spots. Some other notable ones, Zach Burgesson started in 17th. He is up into 11th. Norman Chan started 15th, up to 9th. Spencer Brown, who started in 20th, is now up in 15th. Also worth noting is that two of the drivers that pitted under that caution were up front leading earlier on. Tyler Robertson, Kevin Coleman, those two had worked their way to the front into the lead, and look for them to make their way back forward. Tyler is in 12th and Kevin in 13th. If those two get hooked back up, these guys might be in trouble. All right, out of turn 4 they go. The pace car will drop in. Then that long drive back to the start-finish line. Will Bustler will control the restart. Pace car is dropping off. This is not a track you want to get a big jump on the restart. If you get too far out in front, within half a lap, you'll be swallowed up and run over as they come flying by you. Green flag is back in the air. They are down and away again. And looks like they might have had a slight stack up on the inside. Everybody gets sorted out, but a bit of a gap. Down out of turn 2 they come. Everybody side by side, the back part of the field, single file. And are we already seeing some moves to make it 3 wide off of turn 2? Not quite yet. But look up on the high side. Tyler Robertson up in that 3rd lane, and look who's behind him, Kevin Coleman. Those two have worked their way to the front once before tonight. Couldn't they do it again? They've got a little bit of help from Mason Neal. Trying to get up to speed. They are staying in the draft, but not making a lot of ground up yet. But once they build up a run, we'll see them come to the front very quickly. Meanwhile, Mason Foster and Brian Burkhart go at it for the lead. Foster in the lead, Burkhart in second. Will Bustler sitting right there, second on the bottom line. And here comes that 3rd line already. Tyler Robertson, Kevin Coleman, they are moving. They pull up even with Brian Burkhart. Are they going to get some help? Brian Burkhart stuck in the middle now, but no real help back there. Meanwhile, the top 3 staying single file. Looks like Travis Twitty's issues might be continuing. He has been on pit road this whole time. He has come back out, but he is going to be at least 1 lap down here. As the entire field comes flying by, that 3rd line starting to lose a little momentum. That bottom line obviously making their way forward. Mason Foster and Will Bustler opening up a bit of a gap. What in the world? There is some sort of glitch back behind Skylar Massey. I could not tell, but it looked like there was a glitch and 2 cars were occupying the same space. It's a miracle it did not cause a big one, but it was patch day for iRacing, and there's always 1 or 2 minor glitches when they do patches. You got to give iRacing a shout out though. When they do, they fix everything very quickly, and they do an amazing job. Their support team is awesome. Their development team is awesome. Absolutely love the guys at iRacing. Mason Foster out front. Will Bustler in second. Skylar Massey now up into 3rd. And look, the Spam car is up to 4th. If he was hot and spicy Spam, he'd be leading. Jonathan Locke now in 5th. Locke goes up to the high side. He had a ton of momentum. He's going to hop up there and try and get hooked up with Burkhart. Burkhart now leading Tyler Robertson in that high line. Mason Foster and Will Bustler just taking it easy for the moment. Nobody is trying anything, but they're 3 wide back behind them. Jonathan Locke straight up, got shuffled down into the middle. He is going backwards. DJ Kenner in 13th right now, right at the back of this main group. Looks like he might try and make a move up the middle, and he's going to have some help. Mike Killenbeck in the Roush Ford. Oh, what a move! Jonathan Locke just pulled a power move back into line into 5th place on the bottom as they're 3 wide up beside him. Talk about a close call. Jonathan Locke trying to fight his way forward. And these cars, definitely not the most planted cars here at Talladega. Superman is in 10th. Let's take a lap around this 2.6 mile track with Norman Chan. As they come out of the tri-oval, there is the start finish line, halfway to turn 1. Down into turn 1 they go, side by side, 3 wide out beside him. And look at how much these cars are moving around just due to the lack of grip and the aerodynamics. The cars, once one car starts snaking around, holy cow, look at Jonathan Locke. These cars move around a lot in the air. They don't have a ton of downforce. They don't have a ton of grip. These guys are along for a ride. Out of turn 4, back down the tri-oval. Looked like Norm was a little bit loose. Not fighting it out right now. Everybody playing it safe. Kevin Martin up on the high side. Looks like he was, no, it looked like he was alone briefly, but he is not. He has help. Now they're 2 wide back up front as look who has snuck his way all the way to the front of this field. DJ the Iceman Kinner going to the front. He's got help from Mike Killenbeck. Mason Foster trying to fight back on the inside. We've got a car in the wall in turn 3. Everybody checks up. Everybody is okay, I believe. That was Patrick Coluccio who got into the wall really hard. See if we can get a closer look at Coluccio's car as he comes out of the turn. I'm going to guess that car has significant right side damage. Yes, indeed it does. You can see it on the bumper there. The back end is severely torn up. Yeah, yep, he's got significant right rear damage. Back up front, DJ Kinner and Mason Foster still going at it, side by side. Hey, good evening, Russell. DJ Kinner headed to the lead. He'll lead his first lap of the night if he can make it to the start. Yep, he does. And look at, not used to seeing this much aggression this early on, but these guys are really sending it here tonight. 3 wide, just about every time they come down the back straightaway, there's somebody 3 wide. Michael Whiting now in front of DJ. I'm sorry, Mike Killenbeck, and that is DJ on the bottom. Who's helping Killenbeck? That is TJ Hand. Oh, we've got a wreck behind. Caution is out. There's cars flying everywhere. Let's see if we can find out what happened in this pack. Looks like it started with the 85. Kevin Martin. No, it started in front of Martin. No. That is what we were talking about. Once you lose this car, he ends up getting loose, getting into the wall, bounces off, and several cars involved. I saw Michael Whiting, Gerald Poole, Zachary Burgesson, Matthew Hudson, Logan Smith, Spencer Brown, Mason Neal caught in it again, Michael Whiting, Scott Hobbs, and Christopher Morrison, Patrick Coluccio, all caught up in this. Meanwhile, Mike Killenbeck was in the lead at the when the caution drops. All the drivers are going to come down pit road. The question becomes, do they take tires? This could be the only tire stop we see for some of these drivers. Mike Killenbeck does not take tires. A lot of drivers do not take tires. Scott Hobbs stays out. He pitted at lap 6 under that caution. Killenbeck comes off pit road with the... he comes off pit road first. No tires, fuel only. Let's see if we can get a word with the third place car, DJ the Iceman Kenner. Well, I saw DJ a moment ago, but now I cannot find him to get dialed into his radio. Let's see if we can get a quick word with Patrick Coluccio. Hey, Patrick, it's Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Dougie, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing better than your night is going, for sure, man. First off, what happened earlier on? Looked like you just got loose and smacked the wall.
So early on, Eddie Baker got loose and he hit the wall in front of me. So I checked up and I just got loose at that point, and then I had a couple screen glitches. So I was like, "Ooh, this is going to be fun." And then guy checked up in front of Burkhart and Kevin. And I had a run on Burkhart already, so I just shot high, and I was like, if I hit the wall, I hit the wall, and it was either kill myself or kill everyone else. So it's kill myself in the second one.
Well, you definitely have killed yourself a couple of times. The car's back to normal, but can you get back up there? And it definitely seems like there's a lot more aggression than what we usually see early on at Talladega tonight.
I think it's just guys just kind of getting moves and trying to find the people to race with. Honestly, I'm trying to follow Kevin. Kevin Burkhart and I were just kind of being patient there and going when we had to. I was patient. I was content with following Mason, but I saw Kevin had a run, so I went with Kevin. I'm like, I'm just gonna go with him, see what happens. You know, Kevin and I have success together in Super Speedway. So.
All right, man. Well, good luck. Hopefully, you can keep that thing out of the wall for the remainder of the night, buddy.
Yeah, that's the hopes. We got 56 big ones left, 54 big ones left. So we'll see.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Hey, thank you for the stars, Jeff. And as we get lined up for the restart, a lot of cars have been to pit road. Everybody has been down for fuel at least. A lot of cars getting repairs. A handful of cars actually getting 4 tires. It'll be Scott Hobbs and Mike Killenbeck up front, DJ Kenner, TJ Handley on the second row, Will Bustler, Norman Chan on the third row, Jonathan Locke, Mason Foster on the fourth row, Gerald Poole and Brian Burkhart rounding out the top 10. Pace car about to drop off. Then they have the long drive back to the start-finish line before Barney, the flag man, drops the green flag. Scott Hobbs in control on the restart. Scott gets going. They're underway. Waiting. No, he checks up a little bit. Now they're going. Green flag back in the air. Off into turn one. Already seeing a little bit more space, at least, in on this restart than what we've seen. Nobody tried to shoot up the gap this time. And it looks like a few cars might be starting to hang out off the back, trying to play it safe. You got Kevin Martin back there with Travis Twitty, Nicholas Erland, Spencer Brown. And it's 3 wide up in front of them. Mason Neal stuck in the middle. He comes by Christopher Morrison, and it gets a little sketchy there for a moment. Michael Whiting there in the middle. Mike Killenbeck is now back in the lead. Scott Hobbs back to second. Little bit close call there. Scott gets a little bit of the apron. Down the back straightaway they go. 3 wide mid-pack again. Oh, and it looks like Killenbeck got a big push from TJ Handley, but almost sent him around. That big push didn't look like it was squared up when he got to him. These cars move around so much. They're 4 wide. Now only 3 wide. Oh, the leader is spinning. Oh, they're going to wreck that. Holy cow, everybody saves it. How in the world? Everybody save it. Everybody is going except for Mike Killenbeck, who got turned up front and is now at the tail end of the field, no longer in the draft. And it looks like we've got a car around. Scott Hobbs goes around. Caution is out. This is exactly what Killenbeck needed. Back it up just a little bit and see. Obviously, Scott Hobbs has had some pretty severe bumps based on the damage to that rear bumper. Oh, and Christopher Morrison has an incident as well. As they cut, oh, the 85 just drifts up, barely touches him, and it kind of all falls apart there. So now TJ Handley in the lead with Jonathan Locke in second. Superman Norman Chan now up to third. Mason Foster in fourth, and Gerald Poole in fifth. Everybody comes around. It looks like all the top 5 are staying out. Skylar Massey, Will Bustler, Scott Hobbs, Eddie Baker, Logan Smith all come to pit road. Tyler Robertson, Kevin Coleman, they are also on pit road. Some of these drivers just topped off on fuel about 6 laps ago, but we might see some tire changes here. And let's see if we can get a quick word with our leader. Hey, TJ, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Doug, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Did you see that?
I have seen a lot of that, and you have managed to keep the car out of trouble despite being around pretty much every incident so far.
Ugh. I don't know about that. I've already used a fast repair back in that first caution. What you got for me, Doug? Any kind of questions and commentary?
Just kind of curious how you're feeling now that you got the lead. I know some of these guys have gone to pit road this time by, and a lot of guys have gotten tires over these last two stops. Obviously, you just topped off on fuel. Are you worried at all about these guys that have fresh tires, especially as much as these cars move around?
No, not really. I'm more concerned about if somebody can figure out how to make that middle line work, similar to how myself in the 70 made it work. I didn't, from my perspective, I thought he came down. To me, he just wasn't low enough. I don't know what happened. That's why I was so confused. But if someone can figure out that middle lane, it is a really strong lane. But that's about my only concern. Otherwise, man, I'm just happy I finally got back in the lead. Missed out on that last week, and hopefully get another my third top five or third top 10, whatever it is in these past four starts.
All right, man. Well, good luck. Obviously, that middle line has you have started to figure it out. I think a few other guys have figured it out. If that middle line comes alive, it's going to get exciting. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, 10-4. And I just as a quick note, I mean, what it comes down to is you got to pin the guys on the bottom. If the guys on the bottom can try to make this little bit of room, they wouldn't be jammed up so much. But that's what it is, that the middle line can keep those guys on the bottom down there. And I think that's what it's going to come down to. Just make sure myself and the guy behind me has a little bit of room.
All right, man. Hopefully you have all the room you need. Good luck, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good broadcast.
All right, TJ Handley up front with Jonathan Locke behind him, and Locke has made some really power moves out there tonight. It's going to be exciting to see if he gets to the lead, how conservative he is or how hard he tries to block. Hey, Jason. A lot of these drivers, Brian Mansfield, you're right, a lot of drivers took a gas and go, but over the last two stops, Jonathan Locke, Mason Foster, Brian Burkhart, Brandon McLaughlin, Michael Whiting, Christopher Morrison, let's see here, Matt Stewart, Eddie Baker, several of the field have taken 4 tires and fuel. That could come into play here. TJ Handley, Jonathan Locke on the front row, Mason Foster and Norman Chan on the second row. Brian Burkhart, Gerald Poole on the third row, Zachary Burgess, Brandon McLaughlin on the fourth row, Michael Whiting and Matt Hudson rounding out the top 10. Christopher Morrison is up 11 spots from 23rd to 12th, and Nicholas Erlin, who started in 26th, is now up to 16th. A couple of cars making their way forward, but TJ Handley started in 27th and now has the lead as they come down to the restart. TJ Handley controls the restart. Green flag back in the air. Off into turn 1. Nobody trying to shoot up the middle on this restart like we've seen on some of those previous ones. All the way back through the field. Everybody gets a clean restart down through turn 2. Down the back straightaway, Jonathan Locke has taken the lead now. Moving TJ back into second. Norm jumps up to the high side from third. He looked like he was going to have some help, but Mason Foster drops back down to the inside. Norm up there alone for the moment, but Burkhart closing in on him, trying to get that outside line working. Jonathan Locke still in the lead. How long will that last? TJ right there with him. Mason Foster. And the outside line with Norman Chan in the lead has started to come alive. Hey, good evening, Brad. Most of the field right there, nose to tail, a small gap mid-pack. Surprisingly, there is not a pack that has fallen off the back, and to try and play it safe, Travis Twitty and Scott Hobbs both hanging out off the back a little bit, but they are still within draft range, and they're still essentially in the lead pack. 3 wide at the back of the field as drivers start trying to make their way forward. Skylar Massey up on the high side, starting to advance his position. Now we've got 3 wide up the middle, as Spencer Brown was trying to make something happen. Spencer currently in 13th, trying to find a way to the front. And Jonathan Locke and Superman Norman Chan side by side on the front straightaway. Will Norm be able to lead this lap? Not looking like it. Massive push there. Norm is scored as the leader this time, but look right behind the leaders. Oh, it gets really dicey there. Mason trying to make something happen. Zachary Burgesson might have the most appropriate car tonight simply for his number, 911. I think we're probably going to need it at least one more time tonight. Don't forget, immediately after Talladega, we go to the Nowski Retro Truck Series tonight. Points racing again after a wild race last week for the All-Star race. They are back points racing again at Charlotte. Hey, good evening, Patty. Matt Stewart currently, whoa, what happened here? Matt looks like he has intentionally dropped off down to the bottom. Oh, they gets together with the 430. Can they save them both? Scott Hobbs manages to hold on to that car. Matt Stewart gets it back out on track. It looked like Matt was dropping to the back, intentionally trying to save the car and stay out of trouble. Came back up on track and thought he was clearing. Oh, we've got, what is going on? We've got a car blowing up. I think it was Brian Burkhart just lost an engine. Try and get a closer look at his car. He does not have any damage. I think he was not watching the temperature gauge, and that car just blew up. He'll go to pit road, try and get it repaired, but he is going to lose a lot of time and a lot of laps trying to limp that car back to pit road. Meanwhile, look at this. They're 3 wide up front for the lead. Matt Stewart and Scott Hobbs have crashed. Looks like a residual from what happened with Burkhart, I believe. Both drivers have towed to pit road. Will Bustler has worked his way back to the lead, but here comes TJ Handley. It is 3 wide up front. Mike Killenbeck, who led earlier, he's got something going in the middle. Look at the push he gets from Locke. And it is still 3 wide, middle of the pack as DJ Kenner starts making his way forward again. Everybody, for the most part, settling back into 2 wide for the moment. A lot of aggressive moves here early. Look at Jonathan Locke. Wow. Burkhart has repaired the car, put the new engine in. He is coming back out on track. And again, 3 wide in the middle of the pack. Oh, ho, ho. It gets very, very close there as Logan Smith merges back into line. Jonathan Locke gets together with Mike Killenbeck. Norman Chan gets knocked out off down to the apron. He is trying to recover. Norman Chan gets back up on track. If he can maintain speed, he'll have some drafting help. Should be able to make a comeback. Jonathan Locke and Will Bustler now nose to tail on the bottom. Mason Foster, Mike Killenbeck nose to tail up top. Really continue to be surprised by how much aggression we're seeing here so early in the race. We have not, we're just now hit halfway, or we'll hit halfway next time by. And these guys are really going for it every single lap. Will Bustler, Jonathan Locke leading that bottom line. They've got Gerald Poole right behind them. That outside line is really moving around a lot, trying to find any advantage they can. But again, these cars, limited grip, as looks like, is that Mason Foster up on the high side again? He is drifting back. Mason Foster has gone from battling for the lead back into the 12th place right now and continuing to drop. He drops back in on the top, at the back of the top line. Meanwhile, Will Bustler and Jonathan Locke, at least for the moment, have nobody beside him. Gerald Poole also clear of traffic for the moment. But Mike Killenbeck is leading the outside line, and he has led them to the lead before earlier tonight. Looks like Gerald's considering hopping up to the high line. Hasn't done it yet, though. Killenbeck losing a little bit of ground now. Oh, that got a little aggressive. Looked like Killenbeck and Matthew Hudson briefly tapped in the middle of the corner. Killenbeck slides back into line. It's 3 wide back behind. Wow. Look at the moving around these guys are doing, and yet they are still trying to go 3 and sometimes 4 wide. Mason Foster looked like he might be getting a run back toward the front, but up on the high side, he has really struggled tonight. Every time he gets up in that third lane, he just goes backwards. Will Bustler continuing to lead. Jonathan Locke in second. The top four are staying single file. It's side by side back behind. Michael Whiting, another driver who had drifted back early on, has now made his way back into the top 10. But DJ Kenner continues his march to the front, as does Killenbeck. In fact, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th have all come up at least 12 spots since the drop of the green, with Mike Killenbeck in 3rd after starting in 24th. Gerald Poole started in 16th. He is up to 5th. DJ Kenner started in 22nd up to 4th. Matthew Hudson started 18th. He is up into 7th. In the top 10 as well, DJ Handley, who started 27th, is in 10th. For the moment at least, Will Bustler has the lead. Jonathan Locke looks like for the moment he is content to push. Oh, the leader gets a little, both of them get a little out of shape here. Matthew Hudson now up into 4. Whoa. Christopher Morrison has a problem coming off of turn 4, manages to save it, no issues, but that got a little exciting, would be the word for that one. DJ Kenner up to 6th now. Up on the high side, pushing Killenbeck toward the front. And look at this. Michael Whiting is leading the 3rd row. Michael Whiting up by the wall. He's got some help if he can keep it out of the wall and get a run. Now 3 wide through the lead pack. DJ Kenner starts to look to the outside of Killenbeck. Everybody settles back in 2 wide, and it looks like the majority of the cars are starting to move to the outside line. The leaders stay on the bottom. The top 4 are down there, but most of this group is starting to move up into the outside. As look at this, Jonathan Locke gets a run off into 1, looks to the high side, not enough momentum. Looks like Matt Stewart and Scott Hobbs, Don Warren, all 3 drivers appear to be out of the race. Brian Burkhart currently in 26, 2 laps down. After his engine blew up a few laps ago. That inside line continues to work single file really well, and the outside line, they have the numbers, but they can't get the group formed up well enough to push to the front. Matthew Hudson there in the 621. He keeps looking like he is going to hop to the high side as that outside lane starts moving forward. We've got a car in the grass. Christopher Morrison. I don't know. I did not see any damage to that car. He just suddenly... Let's back up the replay. Let's see if the camera caught what happened to Morrison. Looks like he might have suddenly pulled... Looks like he just pulled off track. Gets down on the apron a little bit. I can't tell if that was intentional or he just got down there, couldn't get it gathered up. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead, these guys really going at it. Some of these drivers do have fresh tires, some do not. Will Bustler is not on fresh tires, but Jonathan Locke appears to be. Oh, big one! Caution! Caution is out. Let's see what happened. And looks like it might have a lot of cars caught up in that. Let's back up the replay a little bit here. Will Bustler up front, and it looks like he just got... Oh, DJ and Killenbeck get together. A bad push, and everybody, and I mean everybody, back behind gets caught up in it. DJ Kenner tried to get down to the bottom, couldn't avoid it. Skylar Massey ends up going around. Looks like Logan Smith, TJ Handley, looks like everybody gets a piece of this one. Should see the majority of the field on pit road this time. Mike Killenbeck currently scored in the lead. Jeremy, you got it, buddy. Got you covered. Made a note. Mike Killenbeck and the whole field is going to come to pit road. We'll see everybody top off on fuel. I'm sure we're going to see a few drivers getting tires. And a lot of cars are going to need some repairs here. Thanos had to be towed to pit road. He was upside down. Mason Foster gets off of pit road with the lead. See if we can get a word with Mason. Hey Mason, it's Doug. You got me?
I do.
Hey, it's been a wild one so far, especially for you. It seems like if you get up on the high side too far, you just kind of hit a brick wall.
Yeah, it's hard up top unless you have help. I was trying a few times there, but it was too risky, and I was just right there hoping I could avoid the big one, which I did barely.
It did get a little dicey right there in front of you, but you actually made it through. It looked like not a single touch, and you were one of the few cars that avoided it.
Yeah, I'm just really fortunate and hoping I can keep it clean rest of the way till the end.
Now, I know you guys are going to have less than 30 laps. Can you go from here on fuel?
I should be able to, just a little bit of saving. So maybe not run up front, but in the top 5 somewhere and try and make it to the end.
All right, man. Well, great save. Congratulations on getting through the big one, and good luck, buddy.
Thank you, Doug.
Mason Foster barely survives to get to the lead. Let's see if we can watch Mason Foster come through this mess. There he is, the 94 up on the high side. Somehow he avoids everything. I still don't know how he did that. You know what? Let's hop in the car, back it up, see if his in-car camera will show us anything here other than his great wreck avoidance skills. I think he might have just barely tapped DJ there. Comes through straight up the middle. All right, everybody stacks back up for the restart. We'll see Mason Foster and Mike Killenbeck on the front row. Mason Neal, Tyler Robertson on the second row. Kevin Coleman and Matthew Hudson have the third row. Michael Whiting, Drew Warren on the fourth row. Eddie Baker, Spencer Brown rounding out the top 10. Hey, thank you, Matt. Sorry, buddy. You had the worst luck tonight, man. Everybody stacks back up for the restart. Everybody up front appears to have been fully repaired. Although Mason Neal's car from certain angles always looks like it's damaged. It's a little confusing at times. But some drivers will be out of fast repairs. This could become a game of attrition as this race goes on. We've already seen a couple of cars out of this one. Brian Burkhart has managed to recover to the lead lap after the blown engine. Pace car is in. Mason Foster leads them down. Green flag is back in the air. It'll be 25 laps to go at the line. Off they go into turn one, and side by side at the very back of the field, they're trying some three wide. Will Bustler seems that he made a move straight up the middle to start working his way back toward the front. Someone please tell Brendan McLaughlin to make that a hot and spicy Spam car before next week. And then, send me some. Three wide at the front already. And look who's up on the high side. Kevin Coleman, who had worked his way up toward the front with Tyler Robertson earlier in the race. Tyler Robertson back there in 10th. Just a couple of cars back from Kevin. Some drivers can really make that outside line right up by the wall work. Some drivers can make that middle line work like Killenbeck is doing right now. And some just go to the bottom, stick to the bottom, hope for the best. And Mason Foster is making that bottom line work. They get a little bit close off of turn two. Jonathan Locke slides back in front of Mason. Jonathan Locke back into the lead. Oh, it gets a little sketchy back behind. Matthew Hudson squeezed into a hole that did not exist. Great job by all the drivers back behind, backing out of that one. And it's getting a lot sketchy back here as Skylar Massey, Brian Burkhart These guys are 3 wide again as Burkhart tries to make his way back up toward the front. A lot of 3 wide racing in the back half of the field. Burkhart, almost gets the wall. Drew Warren out there on the high side right behind Tyler Robertson. Meanwhile, they're trying to hang cars out in the middle. TJ Handley has no help as he tries to fight his way up through. TJ jumps back into the middle here and looks like he might get a little bit of a draft off the 49 of Mason Neal and pulls right back up. Meanwhile, Killenbeck gets hung out to dry up top as the middle line really starts to come together. But up top, Mason Foster has Michael Whiting as they try and fight by Jonathan Locke. Three wide throughout the field. Coming to 21 laps to go. These guys still sending it like it's the last lap. Oh, they're wrecking. Caution will be out. It is the big one. And even bigger than the last one we saw. Let's try and see where this started because we had a couple cars end up going off track. Looks like the 29 of Eddie Baker pushing Matthew Hudson toward the front. A car up in the middle. Mason Foster, I do believe, got a big push as well. They all come down and the entire field piles up behind them. We talked about it a moment ago. Attrition could be a problem as some of these drivers will be out of fast repairs. And I have to look and see. I think Burkhart might have come through a lot of this. No, minimal damage. No, he has significant damage on the back bumper. Thought for a moment Burkhart had come through that one clean. Drew Warren, heavy damage to the front end. Everybody coming to pit road now. Fuel no longer a question. Nobody has to save anything. Eddie Baker back in third. And it looks like he might have gotten through that with minimal damage. Let's take another look at Eddie Baker's car. It looks like Eddie did not take any damage there. He managed to get down to the apron and just drive away. What a move by the 29 car. Let's see if we can get a word with Eddie. Doesn't look like he is available. Skylar Massey has made his way back up. Kevin Martin is back up in the top 5 as well. Let's see how Kevin Martin survived. Looks like Kevin Martin was actually out of the draft and managed to just get stopped before all the chaos, before he got to the chaos. See if we can get a word with Kevin. Hey, Kevin, this is Doug. You got me? Kevin Martin, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. What's going on?
Hey, that must have been the one time you got to be happy to be hanging off the back a little bit.
I had a front row seat to all that. That was huge.
Well, you made it through. You're one of the few cars not caught up in that, and now you're going to have a restart up in the top 5. You got to be happy about the way that came out.
Yeah, I like the way it played out, but my luck here tonight has not been great.
Well, it has not been great, but now you've got a better starting position. Are you going to fight for the lead right now, or are you playing it safe till the last lap?
Well, I'm going to have to play it safe with this car in front of me, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, man. Good luck. Great save there, and hopefully your luck holds for the rest of the race.
Thanks, Doug.
Kevin Martin has definitely not had a great race. He's been caught in a lot of incidents, but here he is up front in the second row and has a shot at it. It'll be less than 20 laps to go when they get the green. It'll be Eddie Baker and Jonathan Locke on the front row. Skylar Massey, Kevin Martin on the second row. Nicholas Erland and Mason Foster have the third row. Look who's back up in the fourth row. It is DJ Kenner and Will Bustler on the fourth row. And Brendan McLaughlin and Tyler Robertson back in the top 10. Looking back, Drew Warren had to use a fast repair on this one. His car is back to normal. And a lot of cars are out. We're down to a 20 cars on the lead lap. Things are about to get very, very exciting, more exciting than they've been so far, and a lot more wild. Jonathan Locke has pulled some really crazy but great saves this week. Some strong, aggressive moves. Now he has the lead. Can he hold everybody off? Pace car is in. Now the long drive down to the start-finish line. Green flag is in the air. Locke gets a good jump on Eddie Baker. But are they too far out in front as they come up to speed? The rest of the field will get the momentum. Meanwhile, a little further back, everybody coming up to speed, getting a little bit sketchy coming through 1 and 2. Eddie Baker in the lead for the moment. Looks like the 40 car of Nicholas Erland trying to make something happen early. He hops up into the middle line. He's going to have a little help. Now he's going to go way up top as Mason Foster gets stuck in the middle line. And Will Bustler on the outside trying to make something happen as well. They're side by side through most of the field. A little bit of 3 wide here and there, but with 16 laps to go, Looks like there is a little bit of patience at the moment. A lot of these drivers have been caught up in one of the big ones, and they are limited or out of fast repairs. They have to be extremely careful. Kevin Martin, being one of those who is currently in 6th, said he had to be careful from here. Will Bustler has shot back up to the lead after restarting back in 8th. Eddie Baker giving him a push, almost sent him around. Did not have the nose lined up right for a moment. Eddie Baker jumping back up to the high side, trying to hook up with Mason Foster behind. And would you look at this, Tyler Robertson up all alone on the high side, but he's going to have Killenbeck with him, and Kevin Coleman is coming up there as well. Coleman and Robertson had really hooked up and made that top line work earlier. Killenbeck has been up there a couple of times and made it work. Can they make that outside line get to the front? Coleman jumps back down. It's only 2 cars to the outside now. Mason Foster, Eddie Baker try and make something happen to get to the lead here. They've got a run up on the high side, and it's 3 wide through the field behind. That middle line is coming alive, being led by DJ Kenner. Oh, we've got a car wiggling back behind. Caution is out. There is the 8 car up ahead. He gets to wiggling. Kevin Coleman gets there. Nowhere to go. Several cars caught. There is TJ Juskett. Let's see if we can see. I don't know that he got touched or if he just got loose. Looks like he might have caught a bump off the 621 and tried to save it. Almost had it saved a couple of times. Hey, good evening, Brenda. Will Bustler, Mason Foster, Jonathan Locke, Eddie Baker, DJ Kenner, now the top 5. By the time they go green, it'll be 10 to go. Something has happened to Mason Neal. Let's see. Oh, that car just destroyed. He is limping it back. Had to end up getting a tow to pit road. Will we see anybody hop to pit road as we've got a car getting waved around back to the lead lap? Patrick Coluccio, TJ Handley, and obviously Mason Neal on pit road. Drew Warren has just come off of pit road, as has Kevin Coleman. Let's see if we can get a word with Drew. See if he can make his way back to the front. Hey, Drew, it's Doug. You got me?
I do.
Hey, it has been I'd like to say up and down night, but you've just been caught in everything.
Yeah, the last couple. Trying to ride around here safe, and Mason and Kevin and Tyler and Eddie and I are trying to hook up and just get a line going. And every time we try to do it, something happens and we get caught in it.
Well, the car is back in one piece after a couple of pretty big bonks tonight. Are you going to be able to get hooked up and get back to the front?
Yeah, I think so. I got Kevin here in front of me, and unfortunately Mason's had to take a tow there, so hopefully he can get back out before we go green or close to it. And we'll see if we can make our way back to the front. It's not hard to make your way through. It's just trying to not cause a wreck and keep your nose clean.
That is definitely true. Well, good luck, man. It has been a rough night for you, but hopefully you can get back up toward the front.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Doug.
All right. Drew Warren has definitely had a rough night, but still in good spirits, and sounds like he is planning a charge to the front. They should get one to green this time by. And after looking at Kevin Coleman's car, if anybody goes to the snack bar, can you bring me some combos? Because I'm kind of hungry. And a Spam sandwich. Because, I'm having to stare at Spam cans tonight, too. So, I'm getting kind of hungry up here. Stephen Bustler cheering on Will Bustler, who is in the lead at the moment. Question is, can he hold on to it? Jonathan Locke, when they got connected earlier and were playing it safe, they were extremely fast, and everybody had a hard time getting around them. But now, coming down to the end of the race, who knows what cooperation we'll see here. Don't forget to stick around. Immediately after this, we will go to the Nowski Nation Retro Truck Series coming from Charlotte tonight. Back in the points race again. After the wild All-Star race, you have to wonder, did those guys learn anything in the All-Star race last week that's going to help them win tonight? All right, pace car is dropping in. Green flag back in the air. They are down and away. Will Bustler, Mason Foster lead them down. Out of turn 2, we've got Eddie Baker jumping to the high side. He's got a little bit of help from behind. Kevin Coleman looks like he's gotten hooked up with Skylar Massey. No, he drops back down to the bottom. Oh, Eddie has a little bit of a wiggle there. Tyler Robertson right there with him, giving him a push to the front, but DJ's got Mason Foster in the middle. That middle line carrying some momentum. Oh, it's getting, they're running out of track as they're 3 wide. DJ clears. He is out front with Mason Foster. Still has to get past that bottom line. but they have definitely figured something out in the middle. And now Kevin Coleman shoots to the high side as DJ jumps to the lead. Mike Killenbeck also back in the mix. And Kevin Martin back up here as well. They are really getting aggressive. Jonathan Locke and Will Bustler still holding him off for the moment. Mason Foster, DJ Kenner were hooked up. Mason has it alone now. He's going to go up to the high side. DJ's back behind, but the bottom line now is Killenbeck pushing. Kevin Coleman, Eddie Baker. Eddie stuck up on the high side. Tyler Robertson right there. Drew Warren also there. Will Bustler still holding the lead. Jonathan Locke in second. 7 laps to go. Drew Warren might have the best seat in the house. Let's see if we can get his in-car camera. Out of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Drew trying to pull up at the back. Drew having to feather the throttle just a little bit, trying to make sure he doesn't run into anybody and get the run right when he needs it. Oh, it is getting really sketchy right in front of him. Look at this, 3, and are they going to try 4 wide here? It's a little early for 4 wide. Give it a few more laps, boys. Jonathan Locke, look to the high side off of turn 2 for the lead. Drops back into line. Now he's going to have Mike Killenbeck move to the high side. Locke stays down on the bottom. Killenbeck has DJ pushing. Mason Foster all alone up top. Three wide, mid-pack, 2 wide everywhere else. Kevin Cole. Oh, Eddie Baker and Mason Foster almost get together. Foster tried to slip back in line. Eddie had a run. A lot of cars moving around a lot. Nobody is planted. Nobody has a lot of grip. They're all sliding around. Mike Killenbeck has a big push to the lead from DJ. Bustler still trying to fight. Jonathan Locke, he's moving up the track. Is he going to try and stick the nose in? He thought about it. Gives Bustler another big push down the front straightaway. Oh, Killenbeck gets turned. Bustler is flying through the air. Big one. The whole field this time. Caution is out. There goes Bustler through the air. We'll have to make sure he is okay after that one. A lot of chaos. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. Look up on the high side. We're going to be looking at Mike Killenbeck, as it looked like, I believe that is DJ Kenner right behind him. It is. And it looks like Kevin might have given DJ just a little too much of a bump, and a bunch of drivers get yeeted into the air. Let's see how Mason Foster fared here. Try that one again and a better camera angle. Mason hard into the outside, then stuck in the middle, gets hit several times. Tyler Robertson, oh, he gets turned, hits the inside wall, ends up back up the track, and hit by several more cars. Spencer Brown caught in this. Spencer almost makes it through that. Superman Norman Chan ended up getting sent down to the apron. There he goes in the Bass Pro Kart. He ends up spinning down on the bottom. And DJ Kenner almost makes it through, gets a hard hit from the side. Brendan McLaughlin in the spam car. It is hard to see where everybody is. There was so much smoke on track. Mason Foster, Brian Burkhart, Norman Chan all have to tow to pit road. Every driver, I do believe, is going to end up on pit road this time. Nicholas Erlin, Skylar Massey, Patrick Coluccio, Kevin Martin all stay out. Erland has no... Oh, he does have some damage on the hood of that car. Skylar Massey has significant damage. Expect him back on pit road. Same with Patrick Coluccio. Kevin Martin actually looks fine. Eddie Baker has been to pit road. He is back out. Drew Warren, he is in good shape. Brendan McLaughlin, Mike Killenbeck, Jonathan Locke is back out. Will Bustler, who was leading, has been down, gotten repaired. Looks like he will restart about 12th. Matt Stewart yeeted into outer space is definitely the right way to put that. So Nicholas Erlin to the lead, minor damage. Let's see if we can get a word with him. Hey, Nicholas, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, it looks like you have some minor damage to the front end of that car, but not too bad. Are you going to be up to speed on the restart?
I hope so. If not, we're going to make a mess.
Well, that is one way of looking at it. Does the car sound and feel okay at the moment?
Well, we made it through there, so I guess we'll see.
Well, hopefully your lucky rabbit's foot holds on, because it definitely got you through on that one, buddy. Nicholas Erlin. Nicholas Erlin not 100% on this one. We'll see. A lot of cars still on pit road. DJ Kenner, Mason Foster, Brian Burkhart, Tyler Robertson, Norman Chan, Zach Burgess,n Matthew Hudson is coming back off of pit road. Currently, Nicholas Erlin and Skylar Massey on the front row. Patrick Coluccio, Kevin Martin have the second row. Eddie Baker, Drew Warren on the third row. Brendan McLaughlin and Mike Killenbeck have the fourth row. Will Bustler, Kevin Coleman round out the top 10. Jonathan Locke, Mason Neal, TJ Hanley, Spencer Brown, and Matthew Hudson are the only cars remaining out there on the lead lap. 15 cars on the lead lap with a green-white checkered finish here. Who will survive and who will win? Can Skylar Massey pull off a win on a track that is not covered in dirt? Kevin Martin, Drew Warren, both have had awful, awful luck throughout the race, looking for something here at the end. They have survived this long. Matt Stewart cheering on Skylar Massey. Pace car is in. Jason, that's not going to get old anytime soon, buddy. That's hilarious. Green flag is back in the air. They are down and away. It'll be 2 to go at the line. Watch for the guys in the back like Mason Neal already trying to make something happen. Kevin Coleman up top trying to make something happen. Will Bustler trying to make his way back to the front. They're already 3 wide. Drew Warren up on the high side. And here comes Superman Norman Chan. Where did he come from? Norman Chan catches back up. He has ran through the field. I think he came off pit road late, was pulling a Days of Thunder at max speed when the green flag dropped. Meanwhile, Nicholas Erlin, that car is not impacted. He is in the lead and holding him off for the minute, but Skylar Massey battling it out. Here comes Kevin Martin. He's got to run up on the high side. They're 4 wide, coming to the white. White flag is in the air with Eddie Baker in the lead. 3 wide, it's forward. They're crashing back behind. Who will survive? Skylar Massey makes it through. Kevin Martin makes it through. Drew Warren makes it through. Eddie Baker makes it through. Kevin Coleman. Oh, Kevin is tore up. Nicholas Erlin back there as well. It's a 5-car battle now. And look who is back there. Superman Norman Chan. But Drew Warren is still in the fight. He hops to the high side. This may come down to who those back 3 drivers go with. Drew Warren to the high side. He's got Norman Chan with him. Down to the start. Oh, Drew gets turned. Skylar Massey is scored as the winner at the line. Drew Warren scored in second. Eddie Baker in third. Let's see. Skylar Massey goes by on the bottom. I am showing Skylar Massey as the winner. All right, let's first see if we can get a hold of Drew Warren, and then we'll try and talk. Hey, Drew, this is Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I'm here, Doug.
Hey, I have to ask, am I reading that? Is this scoring correct that Skylar Massey just pulled off the win?
Yeah, it looks like it. I got to take a look what happened at the replay at the end there, but I got the punt.
You definitely came across sideways, but you still pulled off a second-place finish, man, and that was, considering how your race went, that has got to make you pretty happy.
Yeah, no, that was a fun race. Yeah, I got lucky there. I just happened to be ahead of that last wreck there, so I'll take it. I used up all my quick repairs.
Well, you used up the car. That's what matters, and you come home with second, man. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks a lot.
Let's see if we can talk to our winner. I can't get a hold of Eddie right now. Skylar Massey, congratulations.
What's going on, Dougie?
Man, I didn't know that you even knew how to win on dirt, much less race on dirt, but here you are, or off of dirt, rather, but here you are on the biggest track in the circuit, taking home the win.
You know, I don't really know what happened there. I was content with like a top 5, and then everything just kind of happened there at the finish line, and I stole it.
You definitely did. I had to go back and look at the replay just to see, because it did look like Eddie Baker might have beat you, but I knew Drew was sideways. But man, you just barely edged him out. I think the win was by 4/100ths of a second, according to what I have.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I have to ask, is this your first ever Talladega win?
Yeah, and it's like my second ever asphalt win.
Well, man, that is awesome, and it definitely came with some style. Congratulations, man. You definitely earned that one tonight.
Thanks, Dougie. Saying, while I'm in here, just wanted to thank a few of the sponsors. You know, Dirt Co. obviously all over my car, Ram Designs, 34 Raceway, WFO Race Engines, Toro Media, FVRN, Dirt Car Racing Gear, and Sprint Car Insider.
All right, man. Congratulations, dude. That was awesome.
Appreciate it, buddy.
I think that was a Talladega win we will be talking about for a while. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. It's time to take the Retro Truck Series to Charlotte, as Nowski Retro Trucks comes at you from Charlotte here in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere.